If you have heard about Substack Notes, but you're not sure what they are, how to use them, or why they even matter for your growth, you want to pay close attention to this video. I'm going to walk you through everything. What notes actually are, how to post your first one, what to post so people actually engage, and how to use notes strategically to grow your audience faster. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how to leverage Substack Notes to get discovered by new readers, build trust with your existing audience, and turn casual followers into paying subscribers. My name is Sinem Günel, and my publication Write Build Scale has grown to over 40,000 subscribers with more than 1,000 paid members over the last year and a half. And trust me when I say that it wouldn't have been possible without Substack Notes. Notes help us reach thousands of new readers, build true relationships with other creators, and convert our casual readers into paying members. So whether you're brand new to Substack or you've been publishing for a while but haven't touched Notes yet, stick with me. I'm going to give you the complete roadmap here. But let's start with the basics. What actually is Substack Notes? Well, I want you to think about it as a feed of short-form posts where you can share quick thoughts, images, videos, or links with the Substack community. When you post a note, it doesn't go to your subscribers' email inbox. Instead, it shows up in the Notes feed where people can discover it, engage with it, and find their way to your publication. And now here's why this distinction matters. On Substack, you essentially have three things. You have your publication, which is where your long-form writing lives. This is like your blog, your archive, kind of your home base on the platform. Then there is your profile, which is almost like your bio. Think of it like the profile you have on other social networks. This is where you tell people who you are and what you create about. And then there is Notes, which is kind of the social media-like side of Substack. And here's something important to understand. Notes are not tied to your publication. They always get published under your name, your profile. They can be visible on your publication page, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute, but it's important to know that you are publishing your notes with your profile, not with your publication. And usually your publication is where you go really deep. Notes, however, is where you stay visible, and I like to think of it this way. A long-form post is like a big, hefty meal. Your notes on the other side are like tiny snacks in between to keep your people engaged. Now let me show you real quick what this looks like. When you're on Substack and you click on home, you're already seeing the notes feed. Most creators don't even realize this is the notes feed because you don't see the word notes anywhere. This is basically an infinite social feed where you see notes from creators you might already be connected with or whom Substack thinks you might like. The default option is the For You setting. This means you could see content from people you are not following yet or are subscribed to. This is also your chance to get discovered by readers who don't know you yet. If you switch to the Following tab, now you would only see notes from people you are already following or are subscribed to. But important to note, the default is For You, and that's the discovery opportunity you have with Substack Notes. Now let me quickly show you what notes look like on a publication page. When someone visits your publication, they can see a feed of just your Substack Notes, and many publications even have this pinned to their navigation bars. This way your notes become part of your overall Substack presence. Now let's briefly talk about why Substack has even built this feature in the first place, because here's what most people don't realize. In the early days, Substack publications were pretty siloed. If you wanted to gain new subscribers, you had to go out to other platforms like LinkedIn or Twitter, and you had to try to funnel those people into your Substack ecosystem. Notes has changed that. It created a discovery engine inside of Substack. Now readers can find new writers without ever leaving the app, and writers can grow their audiences without constantly hustling on external platforms. The key insight from Substack themselves is this: they're trying to build a destination, not just a tool. And Notes is central to that vision. Okay, so you now understand what notes are, but why should you actually care, right? Why spend time posting short-form content when you could just focus on your newsletter, your publication? Well, there are two main reasons. Reason number one is discoverability. When you publish a newsletter, it goes to your existing subscribers. That's great, but it doesn't necessarily help you reach new people. Using notes on Substack can change that. When you post a note, it can be seen by people who have never heard of you before. Maybe they follow someone who engaged with your note. Maybe they are browsing a topic category you posted in. Maybe the algorithm just served it up because it matched their interest. Either way, Notes puts you in front of readers who would have never found you otherwise. And reason number 2 is brand recognition and trust. Here's something most writers don't think about. It takes multiple touch points for someone to actually become familiar with your voice. They need to see your name, read your thoughts, and experience your perspective several times before they feel like they know you. And this isn't just my intuition, there's actual research behind this. The classic marketing rule of 7 suggests that a prospect needs to encounter your brand at least 7 times before they take any form of action. This principle has been around since the 1930s, when movie studios discovered they needed to expose audiences to advertising materials an average of 7 times before they would commit to buying an actual ticket. But here's the thing, in today's digital world, that number has actually increased. Research has found that modern consumers engage with brands anywhere from 6 to 20 times before making a decision. So think about what this means for you as a creator. If you are only sending 1 newsletter per week, it takes you 10 weeks to have 10 touch points with a reader. But if you're posting notes regularly, maybe a few times a week or even daily, and they see at least one of them, you build that connection so much faster. Notes lets you stay top of mind between your longer posts. It keeps you visible. It builds trust. And trust is what turns a casual reader into a subscriber, and a subscriber into a paying member. Now, let me quickly explain something that confuses a lot of people. On Substack, there's a difference between followers and subscribers. Subscribers have given you their email address. They get your newsletter, your posts in their inbox, and you own that relationship. Followers, on the other hand, are people who just clicked follow, so they see your notes in their feed, but they haven't subscribed to your publication yet. Think of followers as the top of your funnel. They are interested, but they are not fully committed yet. Your job is to use notes to nurture that interest and eventually convert them into subscribers. Now, the good news is that Substack's system is designed to help you do exactly that. When someone sees your notes repeatedly, engages with your content, and starts to trust you, the natural next step is to subscribe. And once they subscribe, they might eventually become a paid member, and that's your funnel. Notes feeds into it at the very top. Alright, now let's get practical here. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to post a note one step at a time. But before I do that, I quickly want to share something with you. I have created a Substack starter kit that helps you kick off your publication the right way. It includes everything from setting up your profile to understanding the platform's features. So if you're just getting started on Substack or want to make sure your foundation is solid, grab your Substack starter kit in the description box below. Now let's dive into posting notes. Now, when you are on the Substack homepage, at the top you'll see a box that says what's on your mind. This is where you write your note. You click into it and you can start typing. And a note can include plain text, which is the most common, but also images or even videos, including short-form verticals. It can include links. It can include quote cards, which I'll show you in a second because they're one of my favorite features. Now, let's say I want to share a quick thought. I just type it out right here, keep it conversational, and when I'm ready, I click post. That's it. And it's live. It's a note on my profile. Now let me show you something really useful. If you have an existing post on your publication and you want to share a quote from it as a note, you go to that post, you highlight the text you want to share, and you'll see an option to restack. This creates a beautiful quote card with the text, and it automatically links back to your original article. This is an incredibly easy way to repurpose your long-form content into bite-sized notes that drive traffic back to your publication. But that's not all. When you see a note from someone else that you want to share with your own audience, you can also restack it. This is like a retweet. It shares their note to your profile and feed. And you can restack it as it is, or you can add your own commentary to it on top. But that's still not all. You can even restack entire articles. And let me tell you a crazy story about the power of restacking. Last year, a creator restacked one of our articles articles. And look at this, his Restack got almost 500 likes and it led to dozens of new subscribers to our publication. But here's an even crazier thing. His Restack also got 66 Restacks. So you can think of this as a wildfire spreading. When people start to restack your work, you really unlock a massive opportunity for growth. And this is why I'm so bullish on restacking. One of the core online writing principles I've been following for almost a decade is to make your content quotable. Making your content quotable means that whenever you're done writing a piece, you want to think about which parts of it a potential reader might want to share with their friends on their own profile. You want to intentionally create these snippets that make it easy to share your work. This is something I've always kept in my mind when writing my articles, but now on Substack, it's not just a vague idea anymore. It's something you can practically apply by restacking those quotable lines from your own work to give your long-form articles more visibility. And in the best case, others will do the same. Now, here's one more thing I want to show you. Video notes. You can upload short-form videos directly to notes as well. These could be quick tips, behind-the-scenes clips, or even repurposed content from other platforms. For example, I take snippets from my YouTube videos and post them as Substack Notes. It's an easy way to show up more frequently without creating entirely new content. But you can also go live on Substack, and the platform will auto-generate clips from your live stream that you can share as notes as well. So if you're doing any kind of video content, Notes gives you multiple ways to repurpose it. These are all very easy ways to show up more frequently and build trust with active users. Now here's one quick setting you should know about. When you post a note, you can choose who can reply to that note. You can set it to everyone, limit replies to your subscribers, or even only your paid subscribers. This is an option you have, but in practice, it's not used very frequently since Notes is supposed to be a discovery tool. It usually doesn't make a lot of sense to limit responses because you do want to spark conversations with people who are not familiar with your work yet. Alright, so now comes the big question, what do you actually post on Notes? Because knowing how to post is one thing, knowing what to post is where most people get stuck. Now let me give you a framework we use at Scale that makes this really simple. There are 6 types of notes that consistently perform well and that are really easy to replicate. Type number 1 is educational notes. These teach your audience something specific. It can be a quick tip, a micro lesson, a piece of advice they can use immediately. These work because they provide instant value and they position you as someone worth following. Type 2 is inspirational notes. These shift people's mindset or help them see a new possibility. Maybe it's a reframe or a perspective shift, or it could be a reminder they needed to hear. Type 3 is deeply personal notes. These show a snapshot of your life, your work, or your creative process. It could be your workspace, a draft in progress, a small win you are celebrating, something from your day that connects to what you write about. These types of notes work because they let people see the human behind the publication. And in the age of AI, that human connection matters more than ever. Then there are promotional notes, and even though these don't always perform very well, they're an important part of your publication strategy because they highlight something you are offering. It could be your paid tier, a product, or a service. You want to use these sparingly, but don't be afraid to let people know what you are offering so they can actually invest in your work. The 5th tip is typical feedback or engagement notes. You can ask your audience a clear question, something like, what are you working on? What's your big challenge? Or what do you want me to tackle in one of my next pieces or live streams? These types of notes spark engagement and they give you insight into what your readers actually care about. And the 6th type of notes is collaborative notes. These invite people to share their own work or their ideas. You might spotlight other creators, ask people to drop links to their publications, or invite them to share their wins. These can build community and goodwill, but again, I would use them only sparingly and only if you really want to learn from these people. Now here's one key principle I want you to keep in mind. Each note should focus on one core idea. If it's a tip, share one tip. If it's a story, tell one story. Clarity makes your note easier to read, easier to remember, and easier to share. And the only exception is when your note is literally a list of items. Now, one more thing about writing notes, your first line matters a lot. It's the hook that determines whether someone stops scrolling or keeps going. A weak hook might sound something like, I've been thinking about writing lately. There's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't grab attention because if I don't know you, I don't don't care about what you might have thought. A stronger hook might be something like, the best writing advice I ever got was also the hardest to follow. Now I want to know what it is, because as a writer myself, this might actually be useful to me personally, right? You really want to open with something that sparks curiosity or promises a clear benefit to your reader. And one last idea on what to post: look at your comment sections. Your readers are already telling you what they are curious about by engaging with your content, given that you're already publishing consistently, of course. And you can turn their questions, their reactions, their points of confusion into new content and use notes for that. This keeps your content audience driven and relevant to the people who actually matter. Alright, you now know what notes are, how to post them, and what to post. Now let's talk about using them strategically to grow when you are just starting out. There's a simple system we call the 10-5-1 rule. Every time you publish a note, you like 10 notes from other creators, you write 5 meaningful comments, not just something like great note, but something that adds to the conversation, and you send 1 direct message to a creator in your niche to start a relationship. This takes less than half an hour a day, but it compounds. You build visibility, you build relationships, and you become a known presence in your corner of Substack. Now here's something that makes showing up consistently a whole lot easier. Batch create your notes. Once a week, sit down and write 15 to 20 notes in one session, save them in a document or a tool, and then each day you can just copy paste, or you can even schedule them in advance. You always have something ready, even on your busiest days. And on those days when you only do the bare minimum, restacking is your best friend. 2 clicks and you've shown up in your audience's feed. It's the perfect option when you are short on time but still want to stay visible. And while doing all of this, make sure you are tracking what actually works. Go to your profile, look at your past notes, check the stats. You'll see how many clicks, likes, and restacks each note got. And more importantly, you'll see if any notes brought in new subscribers. Once a week, scroll through your last few notes, identify which ones performed best, and use those as templates for future content. If something worked once, it will probably work again with a fresh angle. And here's a simple mindset shift: don't chase perfection. Some of our best performing notes were quick, unpolished thoughts we almost didn't publish. Done is really better than perfect. The algorithm rewards consistency, so focus on showing up regularly, learning from what works, and improving over time. Alright, now let's bring it all together. You know what Substack Notes are and how they fit into the platform. You know why they matter, discoverability and building trust faster, and you know how to post and what to post. But here's the thing, knowing what to do is one part. Actually doing it consistently, that's where most people get stuck. Because the only relevant question is what you will do tomorrow. Will you actually show up and post your notes? We want to make it easy for you. That's why we created Substack Notes Simplified, a crash course for creators who understand why notes matter but need help actually showing up consistently and writing notes that people engage with. Inside, you will get the exact frameworks, templates, and systems we use at Write Build Scale. Plus, you'll get access to a 30-day notes challenge with 90 ready-to-use note templates so you can implement what you've learned immediately. The course takes you less than 3 hours to complete, and the 30-day challenge gives you the complete structure to actually build the habit. Now, if you've watched this video and you're thinking, okay, I get it, but I still don't know what to post tomorrow, Substack Notes Simplified is the perfect next step for you. I'll drop the link in the description box below so you can get instant access. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe because I share Substack growth strategies every single week. And if you want to see exactly how you can turn your Substack publication into a 5-figure per month income stream, watch this video next. I'll see you there.